go ahead and click on this Chapter 2 ebook link, and it should open up to Chapter 2 in Mind tab. And I've already done that. So we're going to start in Chapter 2, and I want to open up this particular chapter with a case, the Chapter 2 quick case. And I really can't see if you are typing inside of our Microsoft Teams when I'm sharing my screen. I can't see if you need to tell me something or if you type something. So go ahead and unmute your mic, and you can go ahead and just say it if it's something vital that I need to know right now. But I won't be able to check your messages until after I stop sharing my screen. So I'm in Chapter 2, and I'm going to go ahead and go to page 52 if you're page 53 if you're in the book, or section 2.1 if you're in the ebook. And what I want to do is I want to take a moment and do some popcorn reading. If you've ever heard of popcorn reading, that's when anyone can just jump in. You start reading, you read as much as you want to read. It can be a sentence, it can be it could be a paragraph, it can be whatever you want to read. And let me give you that correct page number in Chapter 2. But we're going to take turns reading so I can assess some of your reading skills and hear how well you're reading and give you an opportunity to share your reading skills. I'm on page 46 of the book. This case is called the late paper case. And I'll start off, I'll read the first paragraph, and then I want some volunteers to jump in and read, take a turn and read, and then someone else jump in after them and do the popcorn reading. And we'll go from there. So this case on page 46 of the book, section 2.1 in the ebook, hopefully you see it on your screen. It says, Professor Freud announced in her syllabus for Psychology 101, the final term papers had to be in her hands by noon on December the 18th. No student, she emphasized, would pass the course without a completed term paper turned in on time. As the semester drew to a close, Kim had an A average in Professor Freud's psychology class. She began researching her term paper with excitement. Someone else jump in.
Arnold Kim's husband felt threatened that he had only a high school diploma while his wife was getting close to her college degree. Arnold worked the evening shift at a bakery, and his coworker Philip began teasing that Kim would soon dump Arnold for a college guy. That's when Arnold started accusing him of having an affair and demanding she dropped out of college. She told Arnold he was being ridiculous. In fact, she said a young man in her history class had asked her out, but she had refused. Instead of feeling better, Arnold became even angrier with Philip. Continuing to provoke him, Arnold became sure Kim was having an affair, and he began telling her every day that she was stupid and would never get a degree.
Thank you so much for that. Next person jump in.
Despite the tension at home, Kim finished her psychology term paper the day before it was due. Because Arnold had hidden the car keys and Professor Fraud refused to accept assignments sent by email, Kim decided to take the bus to the college and turn in her psychology paper a day early. While she was waiting for the bus, Cindy, one of Kim's psychology classmates, drove up and invited Kim to join her and some other students for an end of semester celebration. Kim told Cindy she was on her way to turn in her term paper, and Cindy promised she'll make sure Kim got it in on time. I deserve some fun, Kim decided, and hopped in the car. The celebration went long into the night. Kim kept asking Cindy to take her home, but Cindy always replied, "Don't be such a bore. Have another drink." When Cindy finally took Kim home, it was 4:30 a.m. She sighed with relief when she found out that Arnold had already fallen asleep.
All right, thank you so much. Next person.
When Kim woke up, it was 11:30 a.m., just 30 minutes before her term paper was due. She could make it to the college in time by car. So she shook Arnold and begged him to drive her. He just snapped, "Oh, sure, you stay out all night with your college friends, then I'm supposed to get up and on my day off and drive you all over town. Forget it. At least give me my keys, she said. But Arnold merely rolled over and went back to sleep, panicked. Kim called Professor Freud's office and told Mary, the administrative assistant, that she was having car trouble. Don't worry, Mary assured Kim. I'm sure Professor Freud won't care if your paper's a little late. Just be sure to have it here before she leaves at 1. Relieved, Kim decided not to wake Arnold again. Instead, she took the bus.
All right, all right. So the next section, or the final paragraph, someone.
At 12:15, Kim walked into the Professor Frew's office with her term paper. Professor Frew said, "Sorry, Kim, you're 15 minutes late." She refused to accept Kim's term paper and gave Kim an F for the course.
Okay, so does that sound crazy? Doesn't that sound like a crazy story? This happens all the time. I don't know how many times I've had students tell me of things that's happened, situations that have come up on the way of turning in their work. So this is a very possible story. So what I want you to think about, there are some key players here. There's Professor Freud, the instructor. There's Kim, the main student in this whole case. Arnold, her husband. Philip, Arnold's friend at work. His coworker, Cindy, Kim's best friend and classmate, and then Mary, the administrative assistant. I want you to think in your head, and I'm going to ask you shortly, who do you think is most responsible for Kim failing this class? And then I want you to think about who is the least responsible. So whose fault is it, and whose fault is it is just surely isn't this person's fault at all. There's no reason why they should be blamed. So that's what I want you to think about. I'm gonna give you a couple of minutes to think about that, process it, or I'm gonna give you 60 seconds, and then we're gonna move forward. So think about who's at fault here. All right, so theoretically, we're gonna say 60 seconds are up. Someone let me know if you think Professor Freud is responsible for Kim's F. Unmute your mic and tell me why you think the professor is responsible for her F.
I think it's Kim.
Okay. All right. Tell me why you think it's Kim's fault.
Because she's responsible for her own actions. I mean, she's not a child, so she knew
Right.
the consequences of hanging out late, even getting in the car. So she knew what she had to do the next day.
What do you think about her husband, like blocking her from getting things turned in, or hiding the keys, or just not helping her? What do you think about that?
She should have thought about it.
I mean, it happens. There are people who are stuck in that situation where they have those abusive, well, I mean, mentally, emotionally abusive people in their lives who won't let them go and turn in a simple term paper. But sadly, it's still, no excuse. I feel like either way, it's still Kim's responsibility to turn in her paper, even if there are outside influences.
Yeah,
Now, what do you think of this assistant, that Professor Freud's assistant, that said, you know what, Kim, you'll be fine. She will not mind if it's a few minutes late. Just have a sigh of relief with that. I'm telling you it's okay. Do you think anybody think the assistant's fault at all for misguiding Kim?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I guess I think about little kids when their parents tell them something and then someone else tells them something else, and then they go with pretty much what works better for them instead of what they were initially told. So this is definitely a situation where the professor said one thing, but then her associate, the person that works for her, said something else. So that can be very confusing to someone. What about Kim's friend, like, who said, "I'll give you a ride," but just didn't take her to her destination, ended up having her party instead?
Kim still made a decision to get in the car, so.
And she had the best intentions in mind. She was going to turn her paper in a day early. Man, she had it all planned out, but it just didn't happen the way she planned. And do you think it's fair to fail an entire class when you have an A because of one assignment? What is up with that?
No, it's really not fair.
That's
That's crucial. I mean, that's serious. And so, yes, there's a lot of different factors going on here. And so that's why I appreciate this case, and I really like the idea of accepting personal responsibility as the start of this chapter. So I'm going to jump into my PowerPoint. Thanks everyone who participated. I truly appreciate that, and you giving your input. So with this chapter, you have to think again, we're going to show you, the differences between the successful student and the struggling student. Adopting that creator mindset, meaning you are in control of your destiny. You decide, how you want to speak to yourself, who you want to surround yourself with. That's that creative or creator language, and making those wise decisions. Kim made some good choices. She had some good plans, but it didn't happen as she desired because some of her decisions in the end just weren't successful. With that struggling student, it's the opposite of that. They deal with that victim language to themselves and from others, putting them down or putting themselves down. They accept that, oh, well, I guess Kim could say to herself, I'm just a failure. I'm not successful at anything, and this is why I don't try. Or she could have come up with a plan B. Yes, this is the final result from the professor, but is there anything I can do? Anything, like just keep pressing or going beyond to try to fix the situation, and then make sure in the future you make decisions carefully so that you can have the right outcome. Adopting that creator mindset, having those beliefs and attitudes that are positive. Look at how things affect your situation, those influences. Yeah, I can't hang out with you today. I know I need to turn this paper in. I will catch the bus if I have to, but I'm going to get this paper turned in, and maybe we can hang out later. You don't want to turn up first. You want to turn up after you get what you need to get done. Reach those goals, then turn up. So you have to make sure that nothing will stand in the way of you being successful. So responsibility and culture. Think about that internal locus of control. That's when someone believes that they can control their own destiny. When you believe what's inside of you will control your outcome. People with an external locus of control, they believe that there are factors beyond their control, things around them, people around them, the world around them that controls their destiny. In this class, we're focused on that internal locus of control. We believe that your choices, your actions, your plans control your destiny. You have a choice to do certain things that have certain outcomes. And that's part of that empowerment piece. In our North American culture, we look at students as adults and that they make their own decisions and that they are responsible for the consequences of their choices. So in this whole little chart, you see stimulus. Those are the things around you, things that happen, life, circumstances, situations, responsibilities. Whatever goes on in your world, you're going to have to make choices. And your choices can be either that of a victim or that of a creator. With a creator, your response is you're going to find solutions. Kim did a few solution options. They weren't successful, but she needed to keep pushing and keep trying until she got to the results that she desired, those successful goals. That victim mentality, blaming, complaining, creating excuses, and then repeating the same behavior. She just let whoever around her decide what was going to happen for her those days, and she let them control her. Hey, I need help getting my paper in. I'm not helping you. Hey, I need a ride. We're going to a party. Hey, I need to talk to the professor about my paper. You can turn it in late. You're fine. She let everything control her outcome versus her fighting to get her solutions to her goals and have that as success. So understand with personal responsibility, the key ingredient is choice. What choices are you making? What are your options? What's the best way to be successful? How will you use your energy towards success? So think about Kim's situation, and I want you to tell me, give me 5 reasons on why that situation was not Kim's fault. So someone just start naming out some things, and we're going to count to 5. 5 reasons on why it wasn't Kim's fault that her paper was late.
Her husband wouldn't let her get there.
That's one. No support from her husband. He was overtly blocking her from getting her paper in. What's another reason?
The assistant.
Her,
Oh my gosh, the assistant misinformed her. I would have really reported her. That was just, yeah, I would have had a conversation or two about her. What else?
her friend wasn't letting her go.
Her friend blocked her. Like, her friend drove her to a party. It's like, I'm in this car to go to school, please take me. But her friend drove her to a party instead. What's another reason? What's the fourth reason?
Did we say her husband?
We said we talked about Arnold. Yes.
Oh.
Poor Arnold. Yeah, Arnold. Arnold. What's the fourth reason?
The professor just wouldn't accept it.
Right. The professor put her foot down. She said, this is it. This is the deadline for this assignment. If you don't get it in, this is it. There's no way around it. And what's a fifth reason on why it wasn't Kim's fault?
Mm.
All right. There was Arnold's friend, but I don't know how much he plays in. Kim went to a party and drank. Let me think. So her fault. Let's think about the three reasons on why she might have been responsible. What's three reasons on why it was absolutely her responsibility?
She didn't
tell the person. She was told the deadline.
She knew the deadline. Absolutely. What else?
She let distractions.
She didn't tell the professor about the administrative assistant.
Right. She should have said, well, your assistant told me that this would be fine and that you were okay with that. And that would have been a nice conversation, wouldn't it? Yes, absolutely. What else? I heard another one in the background. What else did someone say?
I said she let distractions get to her.
Distractions. We all face distractions. Oh my goodness, they're everywhere. And some of them are so amazing. You just want to do that instead of what you're supposed to be doing. Distractions are very debilitating at times, but they can be so fun. They can be a relief. She said, hey, I deserve this moment. I worked hard, and she did work hard. She had an A in the class. She deserved that moment, but she deserved it after she reached her goal, not before. So yes. And so when you're going through something critical, the foundation of this chapter is to think about, okay, so this happened. Maybe it's not a paper. Maybe you didn't do as well as you wanted to in a class. Maybe you're not successful in a relationship. Maybe you got in trouble at work, or maybe you missed a deadline for something crucial that you were trying to do. Whatever that situation is, it's great to process, hey, why is this my responsibility? What did I do wrong here? What could I have changed or done different? And then reflect on, well, wait, there were some external factors involved here where it wasn't my fault. These things happened. And knowing those reasons on why something isn't your fault helps you to be a better problem solver, because then you learn to overcome those things in the future. So just keep these different situations and options in mind. So when you're mastering your creative language, you have three components involved. You have an inner critic. That's that voice inside of you that judges you inadequately. It's early. So inadequate, meaning you're not good enough. Why are you trying? You failed at this the last time. What makes you think you're going to do it? It's that inner voice. That voice can be so loud at times. Then you have that inner defender that says, hey, wait, no, we can do whatever we want to do. We can be whatever we want to be. We might not have been successful at that the last time, but we learned from that situation and we've gotten better. Look with the skills, look back, we've learned so many new skills. We're amazing now. So you have that defender inside of you defending yourself. And then there's that inner guide, that voice that seeks to make the best of any situation. So yeah, that happened and we decided to do this. And so let's look at how we can improve the next time. And that's that guide that leads you towards success. So what I want to do really quick is I want to show part of this video. And I'm going to ask, hopefully you can hear the video because with us over time and through our lives, and how we should speak positive to ourselves and support ourselves, and make sure that we're saying the right things so that we can be successful. So with that being said, it's more explored. I posted the video in our team's forum or chat so that you can go ahead and review it, during this week, and I'll maybe send out an email to remind you. But make sure that you just take a few minutes. It's a very short video, and watch the video. So what I'm going to ask you now, I want you to unmute your mic and let me know whether this is the voice of an inner critic, the voice of an inner defender, or the voice of an inner guide. These statements. I'm failing English because the teacher doesn't know how to explain things clearly. Which one do you think that is?
Could you repeat the choices again?
They're right here. Inner critic, inner defender, or inner guide. That first one is the inner defender, meaning you're protecting yourself. It's not your fault, it's the teacher's fault on why you're failing English. The next one says, my car has a flat tire. I'll ask John if he can give me a ride to school tomorrow while the tire is being fixed.
Is
Inner
that
guide.
guide?
Right. That's creating that situation for the best outcome. I'm too clumsy and slow to be on the soccer team at school. They would laugh at me if I showed up to practice.
Inner
Inner
critic.
Inner
critic.
critic.
All right. I know I won't get the job I interviewed for. I have never been good at answering questions on the spot.
Inner
Inner
critic.
critic.
All right. My math book is horrible, so there's no way anyone can pass that course.
Inner defender.
Defender.
Taking the blame away from yourself and putting it on someone or something else. I know I have a habit of procrastinating, so I'm going straight home today, pay all my bills so that I don't incur late charges.
Inner guide.
Guide.
Right, setting the situation for the best possible outcome. I know I stutter a lot when I get nervous, so I'm going to practice my speech at least 1 hour every day.
Inner guide.
Right. My friend said he would buy my textbooks for class, but he didn't. Now I'm going to fail and it's all his fault.
Inner defender.
Defender.
Right. If you have someone buying your books, a friend, that's awesome. But yeah, it's not their fault if they don't buy them. So yes, victim language. That victim language, it focuses on your weaknesses, making excuses, complaining, comparing yourself unfavorably to others. You're blaming. You're seeing the problem as permanent. You repeat that ineffective behavior. You stop trying and you predict defeat and you give up. But the creator language, you focus on how to improve. What are the solutions? How do you turn complaints into requests? Like, hey, this is not working. Who can help me? Can you help me with this? Seek help from those more skilled. Accept responsibility. Yeah, I didn't turn my paper in and I didn't pass that class, but it was definitely my responsibility to do that. Treat problems as temporary. Yeah, I didn't pass it, but when I take it again or when I talk to this instructor, I'm going to do better next time. Do something new. The idea is you do it. It does work. With the victim, you're trying, constantly trying, and it's not working. With the creator language, you're thinking positively and you're looking for the best choice. So change the following victim language to creator language. Our classroom is so cold, I can't even concentrate. How can we change that to a creator language? I
Our
can do it.
classroom is cold, so I bring a jacket.
Yes, bring a jacket. Absolutely, that's it. Absolutely. I don't want to be distracted by the cold, so I'll wear a sweater or wear something during class. Absolutely. My roommate bothers me every night and I can't study.
Find a different place to study.
That would be helpful. I know my roommate is going to want to talk when I get home, so I'll study at the library before I leave campus. Absolutely. The gym is always so crowded that I can't work out.
Work out at home.
That's one. The gym has been really crowded the last few times. I'm going to go at a different time or see when there's fewer people or work out at home. Absolutely. No matter how hard I study, I'm just no good in chemistry.
Get a tutor.
Yeah.
Study lives, study partner.
Right, ILC. I find chemistry to be challenging, so I'll go to the chem lab and find out if there's a tutor that will help me. Absolutely. So that's all I wanted to do with this particular PowerPoint. I wanted to introduce to you 9 ways to take responsibility. And hopefully as you're listening to this chapter, remember when we get to our midterm project, we're going to be going through chapters 1 through 5 and relating these different topics to your career choices. So taking responsibility, if you're a computer tech, if you're nurses, engineers, business, future business moguls, musicians, artists, whatever your career is, personal responsibility is going to be a part of your career. I'm thinking back to Kim and her not being successful in that goal to turn in a paper. What if that was a project for your company or a deadline for a meeting? You have to be responsible and get things done, regardless of distractions or things around you. So relating responsibility to your careers should be a very fun thing to explore. So one thing in taking responsibility of your life, your thoughts, your feelings, your words, your actions, take responsibility of it. Don't let thoughts overwhelm you that are not positive. Have those creator thoughts. Those feelings that you're having, make sure you have control over your feelings, your words that you're saying to yourself, to others. When you're looking in the mirror every day, make sure that you're saying positive things. What I like to do in class around this time is I do positive affirmations, and I pass out note cards to all the students, and everyone writes a positive affirmation on a note card. Whatever about your life, yourself, your future, where you want to see yourself, where you see yourself today, you write those words down. And we stand up in the class and we all say them. Students stand up and say, I am a successful entrepreneur. I am an amazing student. I'm a great parent. I am going to be a head nurse at a hospital in the future. Whatever that affirmation is, these are things that should be on your bathroom mirrors and things that you should be saying to yourself every day as you're moving towards your goals. Stop blaming is the second one. Yeah, things happen. People happen. Life happens. But always look at the best outcome to shift that situation from victim to victor. What's your role in the things that are happening? Were you at the wrong place at the wrong time? Were you with the wrong people at the wrong time? Did you make a choice some time ago that caused you to be in this moment? Have you stayed in a relationship for too long? Don't blame. Make decisions and move towards solutions. Stop complaining. Complaining, yes, this is happening, I'm tired of this. You know, just the constant words about things instead of actions about change. You can decide what you want to do, and just kind of talking about it and fussing about it doesn't really lead you to a solution. So it's better to just look for positive things, look at the big picture. What's the gift from this situation? What can you learn from it? Refuse to take anything personal is the fourth one. That can be tough because a lot of times when things happen or when people happen, you might feel like you're the reason for it. Sometimes when you encounter someone or something that happens, it has nothing to really do with you. Sometimes people are just having a bad day. Sometimes people have their own life situations going on and you just happen to be a part of it. So don't take situations or people that happen to you too personal. Just look at the situation and find out what the real issue may be and move forward past it. It's important to make yourself happy. It's your life. It's your choices. Happiness is liberating, it says. What's your favorite song or your favorite music? What makes you feel beautiful? What makes you feel happy? What makes you feel excited, relaxed, reserved? Think about those things and make sure you schedule those things into your life so that you can fulfill yourself with happiness. Number 6, in taking personal responsibility, live in the present moment. You are here. This is your life right now. Whatever's going on, it's your life right now. So this is the moment that you should take in and be excited about. You'll never have this moment again. So yeah, it might be filled with some challenges, but you're also being filled with life lessons. You're also finding out how strong you are. You're also finding out how you overcome circumstances and how you press forward and how you have goals and dreams. So live in the present moment. Also use the power of intention. Whenever you make a choice, know why you're making that choice. It's important to know your why. A lot of people just kind of fumble through. Maybe Kim didn't know why she was in college or why it was important to her to overcome her husband's choices, her friend's choices. Maybe she didn't really know why she should have been empowered to get that paper in, but when you know your why, it pushes you towards your goals and nothing can stand in your way. So that intention, know why you're doing things. And for number 8, it says feel calm and confident. You don't want to be stressed out. Yeah, things happen. There are consequences to life and choices. Take a deep breath. Like I said, you're in the moment. Take a deep breath, look at what's going on around you, and just accept that you are strong, you are confident, you are in control, and be calm about things. You don't have to be irate or over emotional. Just feel calm and know that you're going to make the right choices once you process what's happening. And finally, look for the good in people. This may be a hard task. But yes, usually there's some good in people, and you want to aim at looking for that good in people. Yeah, people in a moment is one thing, but the big picture of people is another. So look at that. What are their intentions? Why are they responding this way? What is their purpose in my life? You want to find the good in people, and when you find the good, you want to surround yourself with good people, people that support you, people that have your back, people that are on your team. And these are just 9 factors in making sure that you have a self-awareness about you and that you are taking control of your choices. Are there any questions about these 9 things? These are just 9 ways to take responsibility of your life.